The late, great Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, once said something that every single investor needs to hear. He said, "The first $100,000 is a but you gotta do it." Excuse the language, but he was absolutely right. If you are just starting your financial journey, you probably feel like you are running in mud. You save, you scrimp, you skip the daily latte, and you work extra hours. But at the end of the year, you look at your account balance, and it has barely moved. It feels unfair. It feels like you are doing 100% of the work for 0% of the reward. Most people quit right here. They look at the math, they look at their struggle, and they decide the system is rigged against them. But they are wrong. The system isn't rigged. It's just purely mathematical, and you are stuck in the hardest part of the equation. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that first $100,000 takes so long, the specific psychological traps that slow you down, and how to finally hit the crossover point, the specific moment where your money finally starts making more money than you do. Because once you break that $100,000 barrier, gravity flips. The wind is suddenly at your back. Let's break down the math of the misery and how to get through it fast. Part 1. The math of misery. Let's look at the cold hard numbers. Why is the start so painful? It's because in the beginning, your money is lazy. It's a baby. It can't help you lift the heavy weight of wealth building. You have to carry it. Let's say you are a diligent saver. You manage to save $10,000 a year. That is incredible discipline. And let's say you get a solid 7% return in the stock market. Maybe you bought VOO or VTI like we talked about in the last video. In year 1, you put in $10,000 of your own hard-earned cash. The market gives you $700 in interest. That's it. You did 93% of the heavy lifting. Your money only did 7%. It feels pointless, doesn't it? Why bother investing and risking your money when your side hustle or your overtime pay makes more in a week than your portfolio makes in a year, and it stays this way for a while? At this pace, assuming an average salary and savings rate, it takes the average person nearly 8 years to scrape together their first $100,000. 8 years. That is almost a decade of grinding with very little visible result. This phase is called the Valley of Despair. This is where everyone gives up. This is where people decide to just buy a new truck or go on a luxury vacation instead of investing, because the truck gives you instant dopamine and the portfolio gives you nothing. But you have to realize, you aren't just saving cash, you are building a machine, and that machine takes time to boot up. Quick reminder, if you're getting value from this video, take 2 seconds to hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm show this to more people who need it. And if you're new here, subscribe to Simple Money Method so you never miss practical, jargon-free financial guidance. Part 2, the enemy, lifestyle creep. Now, math isn't the only thing fighting you. There is a psychological trap that kills more financial dreams than any market crash or recession. It's called lifestyle creep. Here is the scenario. You are 3 years into the grind. You have saved maybe $40,000. It's tough. You feel restricted. Then, suddenly, you get a win. You get a promotion at work, a $10,000 raise. You think that raise will speed you up. You tell yourself, I'll put that extra money into my investments and get to $100,000 faster. But you don't. Instead, you move into a nicer apartment with slightly higher rent. You lease a BMW because you deserve it for working so hard. You start eating at places that don't have a drive-thru. Suddenly, that $10,000 raise vanishes into thin air. Your savings rate, the most critical engine you have, stays exactly the same. You just move the finish line further away. If you want to hit $100,000 in this decade, you need a hard rule. I call it the 50% rule. Every time you get a raise or a bonus, take 50% of it and pretend it doesn't exist. Automate it directly into your investment account. Then, take the other 50% and blow it on whatever you want. This way, your lifestyle actually improves. You get to enjoy your success, but your freedom date gets closer every single year. Part 3, the 3 accelerants. So, we know the math is slow, and we know our own spending habits try to kill us. How do we cheat? How do we turn 8 years of grinding into 4 years? You need accelerants. You cannot save your way to $100,000 just by cutting Netflix or making coffee at home. That helps, but it's too small. You need bigger levers. Accelerant number 1. Attack the big three: housing, transportation, and food. These three categories account for nearly 70% of the average person's spending. If you stress about a $10 Netflix subscription, but you drive a $600 per month car, you are focusing on the wrong thing. If you can house hack, get a roommate, or drive a 10-year-old Toyota instead of a new one, you free up thousands a month. That's not a latte, that's rocket fuel. Accelerant number 2, the employer match. This is literally free money. If your job offers a 401k match and you aren't taking it, you are literally declining a raise. That is a 100% instantaneous return on your money. It counts towards your $100,000. Grab it. Do not leave it on the table. Accelerant number 3, income. There is a mathematical limit to how much you can cut expenses. You can't starve yourself. You can't live under a bridge. But there is no limit to how much you can earn. In the early days, a side hustle isn't just nice, it is necessary math to get that heavy square block moving. Part 4, the crossover point. So you grind, you use the accelerants, you fight lifestyle creep, and finally, after years of pushing, you hit $100,000. This is the crossover point. This is where the magic enters the chat. At $100,000, a standard 10% market year gives you $10,000 in returns. Think about that for a second. In year 1, you had to work your butt off to save $10,000. Now, your money just earned $10,000 without you doing anything. You have effectively cloned yourself. You now have a second employee, your portfolio, working 24/7, never calling in sick, never complaining, and never asking for a break. This employee is now contributing just as much to your wealth as your savings are. You are no longer pushing the boulder alone. Part 5. The snowball and the million. Here is the reward for not quitting. The math gets faster. To go from 0 to $100,000 might take you 7 or 8 grueling years. But to go from $100,000 to $200,000, that won't take 7 years. That might only take 3 or 4 years. Why? Because now you have your savings plus that massive compound interest working for you. From $200,000 to $300,000, maybe 2 years. By the time you are aiming for your first million, your portfolio can swing by $100,000 in a single good month. The work you do in the first 5 years is worth 10 times the work you do in the last 5 years. That square block becomes a round snowball. The wind hits your back. The heavy lifting is done. Part 6, conclusion. So, if you are watching this and you are sitting at $0 or $10,000 or $50,000, do not stop pushing. You are in the hardest part of the movie right now. It is supposed to feel heavy. That is the price of admission. But the ending is worth it. If this breakdown gave you some hope, destroy that like button and subscribe for more simple money methods. I'll see you at the top of the hill. And that's the simple money method. Class dismissed.